Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the 11 health benefits of infrared saunas. And at the end of the video, we'll also talk about some of the potential side effects that I think you should be familiar with. And before we get started, as always, make sure you subscribe and you check out my medical and affiliate disclaimer in the description. Infrared saunas are a relatively new phenomenon, at least in comparison to traditional steam saunas, but studies have shown they offer a lot of health benefits, and we're gonna dive into those in today's video. So let's start with health benefit number one. Sauna bathing relieves stress and tension, and that's because, being in a hot environment generally makes you feel good, but especially when the skin gets heated up or is exposed to heat, the brain releases serotonin, one of the feel-good hormones that makes you just feel better. Infrared sauna bathing also lowers cortisol levels. In fact, studies have shown that a single sauna treatment can significantly reduce the symptoms of major depression. That's pretty amazing. And so I recommend making sauna bathing a regular part of your routine, especially if you're on a lot of stress and tension. Number two, infrared sauna bathing improves circulation and blood flow. And that's because the infrared light dilates your blood vessels to allow more oxygenated blood full of nutrients to reach the various parts of your body and all the tissues. And the interesting thing is, and studies have shown that only 15 minutes of infrared sauna bathing increased the blood flow in the brachial artery by 68%. That's pretty significant. And even better, your dilated blood vessel and the improved blood flow remain so for up to 30 minutes after the sauna session. So if you, enjoy the sauna for 30 minutes and it takes approximately 15 minutes or so before significant blood flow kicks in, and so you get the 15 minutes in the sauna plus 30 extra minutes with increased blood flow that can help reduce inflammation, speed up recovery, and all of the things associated with increased blood flow. And the cool thing about being vasodilating, meaning increasing the diameter of your blood vessels, is that sauna bathing can also decrease blood pressure. So infrared sauna bathing has been shown to improve both, or to reduce both, your systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So if you suffer from high blood pressure, regular sauna bathing can alleviate those symptoms, in addition, of course, with making some of the other lifestyle changes that might be causing you high blood pressure in the first place. The fourth benefit, also closely related to increased blood flow, is a reduction in pain. So infrared sauna bathing can reduce your pain, be that pain caused by a chronic condition, my arthritis maybe, or something that's injury related, so more acute pain. And that's because, again, it goes back to increased blood flow. Whenever blood flow increases to an affected area that you feel tender or that is painful, your pain perception goes down, at least temporarily. But infrared sauna bathing also triggers the release, and that's caused by the infrared light, a release of pain-blocking molecules that can temporarily provide relief. Now, obviously, that pain relief is not going to be permanent. Once you get out of the sauna, after a while, you'll probably feel the pain again, but at least you can get temporary relief, and in the mid and long term, speed up recovery, reducing inflammation, and get rid of the pain once and for all. Number five, infrared sauna bathing mimics a cardiovascular workout. And I've done measurements in our infrared sauna, and I've noticed that my heart rate goes up to about 110 beats per minute. And in comparison, my resting heart rate is about somewhere between 45 and 50 beats per second. So I can get a significant increase in heart rate by spending 20, 25, 30 minutes in an infrared sauna. And that mimics a mild cardiovascular workout. So if I go for a brisk walk or for a light jog, my heart rate goes roughly to the same levels, around 110, maybe 120, depending on how fast I run. And I can get the same benefits or very similar benefits by just spending 30 minutes in the sauna. And of course, when your heart rate goes up, and that leads us to the next benefits, we burn extra calories. So sauna bathing, infrared sauna bathing, can be a tool to support your weight loss efforts. And I've done measurements. Measuring calories burned during a workout, active calories, etc., is not exact science, because none of the wearables that I have access to really accurately measure calorie burn, but at least you get a rough indication and a comparison of how, certain types of workouts compare as far as calorie burn is concerned. And I've noticed that during a 30-minute sauna sessions, I burn up or close to 200 calories. Again, very comparable to a brisk walk or to a light run. And so it can be a great tool to burn some additional calories and to maybe help with your weight loss efforts, if you combine that, of course, with an appropriate diet and with other lifestyle changes that are conducive to losing weight weight or maintaining your weight. Number 7, infrared sauna bathing increases your resistance to illness. And that's there are various reasons for that. Number 1, heat stress, especially if you sauna bathe at very high temperatures. And for an infrared sauna, that's probably around 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you think, no, well, but that's not hot enough, I've talked about that misconception in a separate video that I'm going to link down below. But even at 150 degrees Fahrenheit, an infrared sauna can induce enough heat stress to trigger the release of heat shock proteins. And those are part of your body's immune response that can help fight pathogens. Infrared sauna bathing or the associated heat stress can also lead to an increase in white blood cells, interferons, and some of the other molecules the immune system uses to fight pathogens. So if you go into the sauna and you do make sauna bathing a regular part of your routine, especially with infrared saunas, but also with steam saunas, of course, studies have shown that you can decrease your risk of catching a cold by 50%. That's quite significant, and that's one of the reasons why we make sauna bathing a regular part of our routine, especially during the colder months of the season. Benefit number 8, sauna bathing can help your body get rid of toxins. Sweat is one of the preferred ways, besides urine and feces and some other pathways, of getting rid of toxins. So sweating profusely is a great way to get toxins out of your body that might be stored and difficult to remove otherwise. And that's particularly true for heavy metals and for mold. So if you have mold sensitivities, mold issues, if you have been exposed to heavy metals through diet or other lifestyle factors, sweating a lot in a sauna, in an infrared sauna in particular, is a great way to help your body detoxify. Number 9, infrared sauna bathing has been shown to increase flexibility and mobility and range of motion. In fact, there are some studies that suggest that stretching in an infrared sauna, so while you're sauna bathing, while you're exposed to the infrared radiation, can help improve your range of motion by 300%. That's quite significant. So the sauna we had in the past wasn't unfortunately big enough for us to do any sort of stretching, but the new one we got, I'm going to have a dedicated review coming up here shortly, so stay tuned, is big enough so we can actually do some stretching in the sauna to help improve our range of motion and flexibility. And sauna bathing has also been associated with improved muscle gains or an increase in lean muscle tissue. And obviously, just sitting in the sauna is not going to make you stronger and grow your muscles. However, the recovery aspect of infrared saunas, the increase in blood flow, especially after intense workouts, the speeding up of your recovery, the improving of your range of motion, all of that combined can help you then outside of the sauna, meaning in the gym, to gain muscle tissue more rapidly. So you can strategically leverage sauna bathing and infrared saunas in particular to support your workout routine and to help you improve your gains when you're working out. Another benefit that's closely associated with the heat stress or stress in general is an increase in growth hormone. Now I know the studies that I've seen associated with or that show that sauna bathing can cause a spike in growth hormone release were done using wet saunas. However, even Andrew Huberman, who is one of the leading resources in all different types of stressors, be it cold exposure as well as heat exposure, acknowledged that you can likely get the same benefits from other types of stressors. And I have, based on my experiments and based on the research I've seen, infrared saunas can cause the same type of heat stress, the same intensity of heat stress as steam saunas. So I would argue that the studies in regards to steam saunas in causing a spike in growth hormone also apply to infrared saunas. I firmly believe that, just based on the heat stress that I experience in an infrared sauna in comparison to our steam sauna. We've both at home, so I kind of can compare side by side. And so the bottom line here really is that if you expose your body to stress, like from infrared radiation, the heat transferred into your tissue by the infrared radiation, you can significantly increase your output in growth hormone, and that can obviously then help with athletic performance, with recovery, and with a lot of other things that growth hormones are known for. The last benefits of infrared saunas doesn't apply to all infrared saunas. It particularly applies to infrared saunas that also emit near-infrared radiation. And that is near-infrared light from an infrared sauna, from a full spectrum infrared sauna like the one we have in our backyard, can improve skin health, can increase the production of collagen and elastin, and many of the other things that are typically associated with red light therapy and near-infrared radiation. So if you're looking to improve the health of your skin, the appearance of your skin, the resilience of your skin to UV light, for example, so you burn less likely when you're out in the sun without protection, near-infrared radiation is a great thing. So that's why we picked a full spectrum infrared sauna that offers near, mid, and far infrared. Typically, most infrared saunas only offer far infrared. But if you can find a full spectrum infrared sauna that's in your price range, I highly recommend that, in particular if skin health and improving the appearance of your skin is important to you. Now that we talked about the 11 health benefits of infrared saunas, let's talk about the potential side effects, because they're important to consider. And number one is sauna bathing in general, but in particular, exposure to infrared radiation is a stressor to your body. We talked about it briefly, in this video already, when I said, heat stress. Heat stress is a stressor. So if you're already run down and stressed and anxious and don't know what to do to kind of calm down, going into an infrared sauna at the highest temperature possible and exposing your body to heat stress, to more stress, is probably counterintuitive. There is such a thing as too much stress, even if that stress is considered a good stress or a hormetic stressor. So I highly recommend to listen to your body, to figure out how much stress you can take, and then adjusting your infrared sauna exposure appropriately. That could maybe mean that using your infrared sauna at a lower temperature, or staying in for less time, or a combination thereof. Very often you get a lot of the benefits even at lower temperatures, especially as far as, releasing the tension and releasing anxiety and reducing your stress overall can be perfectly achieved in an infrared sauna at maybe 130 degrees Fahrenheit instead of 150. The second thing is, we talked about it, infrared light causes your blood vessels to dilate and it lowers your blood pressure. If you already suffer from low blood pressure, you want to be careful not to overdo it, because you might pass out if your blood pressure gets too low. So those are really the two only main potential side effects that I've experienced. I haven't experienced them personally, but that I've read about and I can see that can happen. Generally speaking, sauna bathing is relatively safe, but of course I always recommend talking to a knowledgeable healthcare professional before you start any new wellness routine. Now with that, we're gonna wrap it up. One more thing I want to mention: if you're interested in any of the scientific evidence behind those benefits I mentioned, I have a very detailed blog post on michaelkrumer.com about the health benefits with links to individual studies and more explanation about those benefits I mentioned in the video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, let me know what I could have done better. Until next time.